Not like. So I do kind of hope that this video sounds alright. Put my laptop in for a service, so sort of curtailed to using my phone. Regardless, 20th of May, UK's approach on immigration will not meet the needs of Scotland, says Slippery Swinney yet again. Just to highlight a few things here though. So John Swinney has apparently hit out. I don't even know why I'm saying apparently, to be honest. He probably did. John Swinney has hit out at the UK's government one-size-fits-all approach to immigration, as he insisted reforms from the Labour government or UK government, whatever, at Westminster will not meet the needs of Scotland. Slippery Swinney again spoke of his deep disappointment with proposals announced by Sir Keir Starmer last week. My island of strangers, as if we're supposed to believe that he's been sincere with this. Regardless, warning that the UK could become an island of strangers if changes are not made. The Prime Minister announced plans to increase the amount of time people will have to spend in the UK before applying for settled status. Other changes will mean the end of visas for care workers from overseas, along with a reduction in the amount of time graduates can spend in the UK after their studies. Okay, backing British workers. Oh, there he is. UK Prime Minister, this is from X, whatever. We're taking back control of our borders through our plan for change. We're taking back control of our borders. That in and of itself, to me, as I said, epitomizes red meat. But regardless of that fact, they're finally taking back control of their borders, even if we take what is being stated here as fact and is going to occur at a later date, then if nothing else, it completely validates people like myself, people a lot less, or more so milquetoast than myself, or even dare I say people that are a lot more extreme than myself. It's validation and vindication. It validates our points and it vindicates us as people. But regardless, we're going to take back control of the borders. This is the same Labour Party who yammered on for fuck knows how long about smashing the gangs. All this nonsense. But don't get it twisted. I mean, I really get annoyed, and I think it should be stated for the record, not for my fucking purpose, but just in general, that there's a clear difference between illegal immigration and people that are coming over here legally. But regardless, they must be lumped into the same blob when it comes to preventing, or at the very bare minimum, absolutely like reducing the amount of X influx. But, they are two separate entities. Anyway, but this is what annoys me about this, and this is why I'm recording here. Slippery Swinney discussed the impact the changes will have when he met with he discussed the representatives from the care sector and education. Oh, fucking hell, that's what we need. More bullshit in education. Representatives from the tourism industry, businesses, and local government were also at the Tuesday talks. Again, here we come with the normalisation process of something that I take umbrage with. With Scotland's working age population falling, the government has been pushing for a different approach to immigration to be adopted north of the border to meet different demographic needs. Okay? Slippery Swinney, meanwhile, stressed the value of workers from overseas for Scotland's economy and public services. Going on to say, Scotland is proud to welcome and support people from around the world who choose to live, work, and build their lives in our country. Not only does migration enrich our communities, does it though? It is vital for economic growth, public services like the NHS, and addressing our population challenges. Concluding, he says, stressing there are significant benefits to be had from immigration, Slippery Swinney added that this was why there was such a deep disappointments from the UK's government's white paper, which fails to take on board our proposals to help Scotland's distinct demographic and economic requirements. I don't really think there's anybody out there who necessarily disagrees per se with, certain scenarios, like rural areas, and I am from the Highlands, so like I see it firsthand in some instances, but my point remains the same. Like, nobody's disputing that, like, there's certain industries that might require additional, people to employ and whatnot, but that's sort of besides the point in many respects, because this is just yet another example of yet another article that is normalizing the idea of our failing birth rate, our failing population, or our aging population, our declining population, etc., etc. This is another article. And in fact, no, it's not even the article. The article is just simply quoting this cunt. It's simply more normalization of replacing us with other people, regardless of colour, creed, religion, and whatnot. It's not fascistic, it's not racist. It's simple maths. You wish to import people to have children on our behalf, fill job vacancies that could have been filled by people if we were having more children. More on top of that, by the way, there's like over 1 million people in Scotland who are nearly 1 million almost, who are like on job seekers allowance. Almost 1 million. And I know some of them, before somebody comes at me with like, well, some of them are disabled. Like, I get that. But there is a good portion of people who could be working who aren't working. And that isn't even to say, by the way, that some of these people who aren't working, who could be working, don't wish to work. It's becoming increasingly more fucking difficult for people to get these jobs, especially where agencies are concerned. And that is something that, from my knowledge over the years, was limited to the construction industry. But it's now starting to become something that's infesting itself into other industries in this country, and some people don't want to be part of the 0-hour contract cancer. Others that do wish to participate or have no choice but to participate end up getting a job for a couple of weeks and vice versa, a couple of months of unemployment and whatnot. That's here nor there. My point is, though, the solution should not be simply to import people, because it is at some point going to become pretty self-evident that it's been at our expense. But hey, John Swinney knows the crack. It's fine. He'll wave saltires and tell you that independence is the best cause of action, and opening our borders to spread our butt cheeks for unelected European Union. I've said it all before, doesn't matter. Get the point. Adios.